right now. Thank you so much for coming to our webinar today. Today we're going to be discussing the community features here on Bigmarker. They're very easy to use, but it's a good way to get to know them so that you can become an expert in your community. This will probably take about 5 minutes to go through. It's very quick. So today I'm going to be the one talking. I'm Joe. I'm one of the community heroes at Bigmarker. If you ever have any questions, please email me at joe@bigmarker.com and I can help you out. So settings, this is where you can, as it says right here, update your community's information, manage your members, add dues, and access your treasury. So if you're an organizer, the easiest way to access your community your community settings is from the community bulletin space. You have everything going right here. You can click this pinwheel, and then it drops down, and you see Edit Community. Also on here too, one quick thing to mention is you cannot edit this under the Edit Community area, but this is if you wanted to edit your cover photo, you just click this button from anywhere, and that edits this picture. So on the first page, we have the community profile. So inside the community profile, this lets you break down all the different information about your community, from the community name to the URL. You're able to change the community URL at any point in time if you would like. The only caveat to that is if you change your URL and this URL happens to be out in the world, when people click on that link, it'll go to a bad link. So if you've created a webinar and sent out 1,000 invitations to a webinar and then go in and change the community URL tomorrow, all those links will be bad. Community overview, this lets people know about the community. It'll be posted on the About page. We also have About this community. Right now, this is not posted on the About page, but will be posted here in a couple of weeks when we update the About page. Same with your categories and your contact information, too. Right now, that is not actually published, but it will be here soon. And this is where you can also edit your community logo. The size limit is 3 megabytes. We suggest choosing a JPEG or a PNG file to upload. On the next page, we have, sorry, give me 1 second. Zoom out. We have the privacy and visibility. So we have community profile, privacy and invisibility. Privacy and visibility. So the community privacy allows you to select between these 3 options. We have public, which means it's open to the world. Anybody can join it. It's like basically a Facebook page. We have private, which means people can search it. So if somebody can find it through Google or on our Bigmarker browse page, but they have to apply to join. So all the information inside the community is private, but they can still see that it exists. And public, all the information is public, so they can see posts, etc. for people that aren't exist. Invisible means you cannot search for it on Google, and you cannot search through it on Facebook. The only people that can find invisible communities are the ones that have the URL. So then we have require future members to apply for a membership. So this is yes or no. So even in a public, private, or invisible, people will have to apply to join. If you've sent out invitations, those members do not need to apply to join, but they can. But if they just find it, they can apply. Invite community privileges. So this is who can invite people to the community. You have just the organizers or everyone, depending on the type of community. This is exactly how you would want to choose this. So if you are a public community that's looking to grow as fast as possible, you would select everyone so then everybody can grow the word about your community. But if this is a small group, small team, you probably just want organizers. Ability to allow members to see each other. So basically what happens is you click no, the only thing the members can see is the organizer's name. So that's what it means by that. So right now, if you were to go to the big forum, you would see that the only people you could see are myself and Andy, because we're organizing that community. We also have member privacy underneath. So this is full name, last initial, and username. Right now, the member doesn't choose the username. Right now, it's just a random username that it says right here, Marker135. This is something that basically, if you're going to be doing like a support group, so you want some sort of anonymity, this is that. You're able to do this. Or if you just want a little bit more, you can do John D. Then we also have email preferences. So this is slightly confusing right here. We have only organizers, posts, send emails to the community. So basically what that means is you can select it so the community members can post all they want, and then no emails are sent out. But if an organizer posts, that email is sent out. We also have email reply comments to everyone. So right now you can email. So every time somebody replies to a comment, to a post, it sends out an email for that. You can also select that. In the next setting, we have members. So this is where you can manage your members inside your community. So if we look down here, we can see that this includes their photo, name, and role. So we have Andy, here's his name, and he is an organizer of this community. And Dima, he's an organizer of this community as well. And then we have privileges to present and post. So this is if they can create a conference, a webinar, or post to the bulletin. If it is selected, that means they're able to create it. And if you unselect it, that means they won't be able to. So we could take away Bill's ability to create a webinar. So all he can do is create them meetings. So this is a way for you to manage your members. Right now, every community is set that when somebody joins the community, they are automatically selected that they can host a webinar or a conference. So when somebody joins, you just need to go in and change that, if you would not like to. And also to the bulletin, this means they cannot create bulletin posts. It just means they can post comments. So if somebody's being a little unruly, you can take that away as a punishment. If you click on the little pencil icon, you'll see a few more pieces of information right here. This includes the member's role, if they're an organizer or a member. Organizers are administrators of the community, so they have the ability to come into these community settings. This is the biggest thing. So if you don't want them to access your community settings like the Treasury, the ability to change the URL, do not make them an organizer. You can also update the role person's name, so this will show up on the profile. And also, too, you can remove the member from the community. So if you need to remove somebody, this is where you go to do it. On the next page, we have new member requests. So anytime somebody applies to your community, this is where the application goes. So we can see that Chester A. Arthur, one of our presidents, decided he wanted to apply to join our team Bigmarker, and he was declined. Unfortunately, that person did not like how his stance on different policies. And then we have Zoom, one of our interns applied, and he was accepted. So these are different places. This is where you can see the applications and accept them and decline them. You can also see who was the one that did. The next we have application questions. So these are the questions that you set up as the organizer for that people need to answer to apply. So if you wanted to know, like, hey, where do you live? You know, what's your email address? This is where you could ask those application questions. And then the answers stay here on the page before it. So the new member request, the answers from that stay here. So what you've asked goes there. And again, they have to answer these questions. Membership dues, which is the next section, allows you to change the dues on your community. So communities can either be free to join or paid to join. So you as the organizer can select that. $10 a month, $50 a month. It has to be more than $2 for us to pay for it. I mean, to run it. So you can select every month, every 6 months, or annually. Your needs. The only thing that you need to know is this only applies to new members, so current members do not get charged. They are not retroactively billed. The thing that you can do to bill them retroactively is to have them kick out of the room and kick out of the community, and then they will be forced to reapply for it. The last thing that you should know too about dues is if you want to circumvent the system at all, is that you can change the dues at any time. So when somebody joins for $50 a month, you can come in here and make the next one $25, and that means the next person joining would be $25. So it's just something to know too. You need somebody to play for free. Subscription and billing. So this is your billing page. This is how you update your credit card, close your community, or enter a coupon code for Bigmarker. So if you are paying for your community, this is where you can access all that information. So you see what kind of community you have here, if the credit card was entered or not, to enter the credit card. You can also close your community right here as Treasury, so this is where all of your funds that have either been collected for dues or tickets are funneled. And this is where you can see how much money you have made inside of your community. So how the Treasury works is as soon as the Treasury is filled up, please email us and we will transfer the money to your PayPal account or send you a check, depending on what you would prefer. So please just let us know and we can easily transfer the money as quick as possible for PayPal. It's not an automated process yet, but it will be sometime in the near future. And that is the set of the community settings. There's really not much more to it. It's pretty easy to use, but it's good to know so that you understand your community settings. It's the easiest way to become an expert on Bigmarker. So I'm going to stop recording right now. So if people would like, you can ask questions verbally or chat them. Did I explain enough? If not, I can